Hello and welcome back to the British Esports show live from Insomnia. So now we have Ben, our lovely guest.
Hey.
So how are you doing today?
Just wandering around really, just like hanging out with a few mates, so just good to be here really.
Awesome. And for those who may not know you, can you just sort of tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I've been in esports management for about 2 years since I was like 15 years old, so I'm now 17. I just started off small and I've slowly built up, and now I'm like going to start studying at college in a couple of weeks. And yeah, it's still quite small time obviously, but I'm hoping I get to work with big orgs in the future.
So obviously you just said you started quite young with esports. So
Yeah.
How did that initial interest in esports start, and how did you then get involved in this role that you do now?
So it was kind of through accident really. A couple of years ago during lockdown, everyone started doing these like clans and everything, and then I somehow ended up working as just like doing tweets for organisation. It kind of just went from there, and I just built up over the last like year or so. So yeah, moved on and kept going and built my experience up.
Yeah.
So as a lot of people know, it is quite difficult to sort of work in esports, especially in like a lot of different roles and behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So what skills would you say are almost a necessity for people to have in the industry?
So obviously you need to know like the basics of esports, but I see a lot of people who lack like the basics of business as well. They come to me and say, oh, I know this about that game, about, but they don't understand the basics of business. So I definitely think just don't look at esports as just gaming, but look at like the behind the scenes work and everything that goes into that, because that's where people lack from my experience.
So with your role as like content then, how important do you see content in the context of esports and getting people like their own brand and building a brand? How important is content to that?
Probably one of the most important things you can do. Like winning and having like a good brand is just necessity to it, because you can be the best, but if no one knows you, it doesn't matter, does it? And then obviously when you want partnerships and everything, it just helps you out a lot more. And I see so many players, they play for a few years when they retire because they just don't have their content ready, or like they don't have a brand, so they can't move into like content creation when they stop competing. And it's a shame to see like so many people leave the scene because of it, and I think it can be a lot more long term for people if they don't do that.
So, as you mentioned, you starting quite young as well. Like, what do you see your future in esports looking like?
My future?
Yes.
So I kind of just want to, I'm going to start studying at college for 2 years and hopefully go on to university afterwards. And then who knows from there, it's like a few years away. I'm still quite young, so we'll see where I end up. Hopefully working in esports still, but I'll be happy with whatever really.
And if you could offer one piece of advice, maybe specifically about like content creation, for example, to people out there who are wanting to get involved in esports but aren't really sure where to even take the first step, what would be your best piece of advice to give them?
That's a hard one. Just be consistent, I'd say, 100%. I see so many people, you can see they've got like real potential. They make a few videos and it's really good quality, but they just don't stick with it, or they do it every few months. So just keep doing it, be consistent, learn from your mistakes, and just keep going.
Okay, so moving on to some more fun questions, I guess, if you like.
Yeah.
What's one game that you wish was more popular than maybe it is currently?
That's a tough one. I only play like the bigger games, so that's quite a tough one. I would say Fortnite's already quite big, but I would still like to like go back to its prime almost. So I would like to see that a lot bigger.
Yeah, okay. And do you have an unpopular esports opinion that you think people would disagree with you about?
Unpopular? I think franchising can be quite good for some games. I see a lot of people complain about it, but I like seeing the big orgs all like. I don't really know how to put it, like just like 12 teams competing, not everyone going into it. Yeah. But I know a lot of people hate franchising, so that might be a bit unpopular.
Yeah, okay, the next challenge we have for you is a time-based challenge. You've got 15 seconds, we'll have the timer ready, to name as many esports games as you can. So when we say esports games, Call of Duty, for example, would count as one. You can't say like Call of Duty Black Ops 1, 2, 3 and cheat a bit like that.
So that's definitely going to be difficult for me.
12 is the current record, so we'll see how you fare.
So how long do I have?
You got 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, begin.
So Fortnite, Valorant, COD, Dota 2. I'm really stuck here right now. Overwatch, Rainbow Six.
Time.
That's not bad. That's not bad to say you were struggling. You think you were going to struggle, so I'm quite impressed with that. Okay, so final challenge. Another time-based one. This time you got 30 seconds. We'll hand you this lovely whiteboard here. In 30 seconds, we need you to try and draw any gaming character of your choice.
Any gaming character.
Free reign with this one, but you've only got 30 seconds to do so. So anything you think you can draw within that time.
God.
Okay.
Right. I do a lot less gaming when I do anything else, so I don't give it up.
Okay, are you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin. See, the worst bit about this, to be fair, isn't the initial drawing. I think it's just trying to think of something to begin with, because if you can't think of anything, you just sat there like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
And also you have this bold idea, and then about 5 seconds in, you completely forget what the character looks like.
Exactly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time.
Okay.
What is that? No, it doesn't.
Interesting.
Is it that banana from Fortnite?
Okay. Banana.
Banana.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you everyone who's watching. We hope you enjoyed this content. There's plenty more Insomnia content for you to watch, so don't just stop here. Make sure you tune into all the other British Esports Insomnia content, because there is plenty of it. Thank you once again for joining us, and thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.